Life brings moments when the balance of care between parents and children begins to change. Years of love, guidance, and sacrifice for them. Then one day you notice everything has shifted. They might overlook your guidance. They might overlook your voice. They belittle you, making you feel like a burden, and it cuts deep. Feeling frustrated and angry is natural when your children show you less respect than you deserve. Remind them of all you've sacrificed, the years dedicated to putting them first. Anger won't solve anything. It usually complicates matters further. There's a better way to earn their respect. No fighting, no arguments, no resentment. Here are 6 powerful actions to take when your children show you disrespect. Small shifts in your responses can profoundly change how others perceive you. Some may shock you, but stay until the end to learn how to reclaim your status as a respected, valued presence in their lives. Let's begin. Stop seeking their approval. Parents often err by overextending themselves to satisfy their children, especially as they age. You might have seen yourself doing it. You bend over backwards for them. You agree when you really want to refuse. You prioritize their needs over yours, believing that your efforts will earn their appreciation. The harsh reality is this: chasing their approval only diminishes their respect for you. Do you understand? Respect isn't gained by sacrificing yourself. It comes from self-respect. When you constantly sacrifice your own needs to maintain harmony, you send a powerful message. Your feelings don't matter. Once they believe that, they easily take you for granted. Margaret was a force of nature, a strong and independent woman in her youth. As she aged, she began to let her children take the reins. She shifted her plans for them, silenced her voice, and overlooked their condescension. She once said, "I just want to keep the family together." What occurred? Her children no longer valued her. They viewed her as someone who would always bend, always comply, always remain quiet. She believed she was preserving harmony. In truth, she was silencing herself. When your children lack respect, don't start by demanding it. Stop pretending you need it. Establish limits. Stand firm and say no when necessary. Express yourself, regardless of their reactions. When you begin to respect yourself, their perception of you will change. In time, respect will return to you. Take action. Don't debate. Show the way. When your children ignore your opinions, interrupt you, or show disrespect, your instinct may be to argue, to list your sacrifices, to insist they pay attention. Trust me, arguing only leads to years of frustration. Consider this. When did you last stand up for your respect? Respect isn't given, it's earned. It's in your presence, your demeanor, and how you respond when others challenge your patience. Responding to disrespect with anger only reinforces their belief in their power over you. Frank was a retired teacher, a man who led his classroom with unwavering confidence throughout his life. At home, his adult children began to see him as an afterthought. They brushed off his advice, belittled his worries, and often laughed when he attempted to set them straight. Initially, he fought back, desperate to reclaim their respect. With every struggle, everything fell apart. One day, Frank decided to change everything. He chose to listen, truly listen, instead of arguing. He ceased seeking respect through words, embodying the presence of a man who already possessed it. He spoke with calm wisdom, seeking no victory. Gradually, his children began to see. They saw a man unburdened by their judgment, a soul who needed no validation, a presence defined by strength. If your children lack respect, don't battle them for it. Treat yourself with respect, and let that be your example. Hold on to your dignity, communicate boldly. Above all, stay true to yourself and rise above. Stand firm with grace, and they'll sense it. In time, they'll follow your lead. If you're still here and finding this valuable, drop a 2 in the comments to let me know. Subscribe now and hit the bell. Don't miss out on any videos. Your support fuels our mission to inform and inspire. It's time to move ahead. Step back from emotional reliance. As you age, a tough truth emerges. Your children cannot be your source of emotional fulfillment. You can love them profoundly, yearning for their love and respect in return. Once they realize you need their validation, the balance of power changes. This is the truth, everyone. Your own children, too. Honor those who stand strong on their own. Relying on them for validation, affection, or attention creates pressure. Instead of gratitude, they feel weighed down. They could drift away. They may begin to show impatience or irritation towards you. The harder you pursue their love, the more it slips away. I once knew a woman named Helen, a devoted mother. She sacrificed everything for her children. As they aged and became consumed by their own lives, she waited by the phone, longing for their call. When they failed to reach out, she called them, frequently, too frequently. She expressed her deep longing for them, wishing they would come around more often. Instead of uniting them, it drove them apart. Her calls became a burden, no longer a joy to anticipate. One day, Helen took a bold step. She let go of hope. She stopped reaching out. She began to prioritize herself, exploring new hobbies, enjoying time with friends, and nurturing her own happiness. Then something unexpected occurred. Her children began to reach out more. They began to value her time, recognizing her as a person with a rich, fulfilling life. It's a straightforward lesson. When you rely less on your children for validation, they will begin to cherish your presence more. Stand strong on your own, and they will respect you, not out of obligation, but for the life you've created. Establish boundaries and uphold them fiercely. Children often lose respect for their parents when boundaries are not upheld. If you let your children disrespect you, ignore your views, or act like your feelings don't count, they'll continue this behavior. It's not that they're bad, it's that you teach them how to treat you. Setting boundaries is not about shutting out your children or sparking conflict. It's about decisively choosing the behavior you will accept and what you won't. Most importantly, it means standing firm when those boundaries are violated. Robert, a retired businessman, dedicated his life to running a company with unwavering discipline and confidence. Yet with his adult children, he faltered. They cut him off, brushed aside his worries, and attacked his choices. Initially, he endured it. He convinced himself the struggle wasn't worth it. With each silence, he unknowingly endorsed their behavior. One day, Robert shifted his approach. When his son interrupted, he calmly replied, "I'll speak when you are ready to listen." When his daughter dismissed his opinion, he replied, "You don't have to agree, but I expect respect." When they pushed him too far, he stood firm. No respect, no time together. Do you know what happened next? They began to hear. Initially, they fought back. Eventually, they understood their father would not relent. He showed he valued himself by demanding respect. So they began to give it to him. Are you allowing your children to disrespect you? It's time to reflect. Without boundaries, others will define them for you. If you don't fight for yourself, no one will. If you're still with me and finding this valuable, drop a 4 below to show you're here. Subscribe now and hit the bell. Don't miss out on any videos. Your support fuels our mission to inform and inspire. It's time to move ahead. Stop giving without gratitude. Giving to those who don't appreciate it is a fast track to losing respect. As parents, we often do this without even noticing. We invest our time, energy, and support, often unrecognized, often overlooked, and sometimes met with entitlement. The truth is this: giving to the ungrateful doesn't nurture love. Respect isn't built, it's earned. You create hope. They no longer value your kindness, they believe it's their right to have it. When you pause, gratitude fades away. They feel burdened. There was a man named George, a father whose generosity knew no bounds. He was always there for them, offering financial support, dropping everything to help, and reshaping his life for their needs. Instead of thanks, he faced only complaints. No gratitude was expressed. They wanted more. When he finally needed them, they were too busy. One day, George decided to change everything. He learned to set boundaries. He withdrew his help before it was ever needed. He learned to say no when it mattered most. Initially, his children felt frustration. They couldn't grasp why he stopped going out of his way for them. Yet, as time passed, everything changed. They began to appreciate his time. They began to value his efforts when they understood that his generosity had its limits. A gift, never a promise. When your children overlook your time, effort, or kindness, pause and reflect. Reflect. Are you sacrificing too much? What if you just stopped? Teach others that your generosity depends on respect, and they'll begin to see it that way. Create a life beyond their reach. To earn your children's respect, demonstrate that your happiness is independent of them. As parents, we instinctively pour our hearts into our children, making them our everything. As we age, everything changes. If you've devoted your life to them, they might view you as someone with nothing else to offer. People admire those with a clear purpose, personal interests, and a deep sense of fulfillment. If your children sense that you depend on them for entertainment or validation, They may feel trapped, or even worse. They may begin to view you as someone lacking a life of your own. Eleanor, a widow in her late 70s, carried a lifetime of stories within her. After her husband died, she devoted herself entirely to her children, constantly checking in, offering unsolicited advice, hoping they would fill the void he left behind. Instead of uniting them, it drove them apart. Visits dwindled, calls shortened, and Eleanor's loneliness deepened. She chose. She became part of a book club. She began her journey with friends. She dedicated her time to a local community center. She shifted her focus away from her children, and something extraordinary unfolded. Her children began to connect more. They wondered what she was up to. Her independence inspired admiration. She was respected. If your children lack respect, consider this. Do they view you as someone living a rich, purposeful life? Do they view you as someone just waiting for their attention? When you live fully, not just exist, they will see you anew. If you're still here and finding this valuable, drop a comment with the number 6 below. Subscribe now and hit the bell. Don't miss out on any videos. Your support fuels our mission to create content that informs and inspires. Last reflections. Respect cannot be forced from your children. Your presence inspires. You set boundaries and live authentically. If they're showing you less care, consideration, or respect, don't waste your energy on anger. Change your mindset. Stop seeking their approval. The less you crave it, the more they'll offer it. Lead by example. Your dignity resonates more than words ever could. Break free from emotional dependence. Your self-sufficiency will earn their respect. Establish boundaries. Others will only respect you as much as you demand. Stop giving without gratitude. When generosity is overlooked, it loses its worth. Build a life beyond them. People respect those with their own purpose, joy, and fulfillment. Do this and watch the magic unfold. Your children will view you anew, not as someone seeking their attention, but as a figure deserving of respect just by being yourself. Respect will return to you not through demands, but through your actions. We appreciate your presence today. Your voice matters to us. Share one lesson you learned today and how you'll apply it in your life. Comment below. Your voice matters. Share your thoughts with us. Your comments inspire and uplift us immensely. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share it. Your support fuels our mission to create content that informs and inspires. Thank you for watching. We can't wait to see you in the next video.